we're gonna be doing something just a little bit different today. So I've had this idea in my head for so long to do a like redesignings of Minecraft structures. So we have two snowy villages directly next to each other, and I thought it would be fun if I tried to redesign it. And I'm a hope it looks better and not worse. So I'm never dating you like this. So let's get right into it. Roll the intro. And we're going to start this off by quickly going through creative mode inventory. And I'll try to pick out a block palette. And then I immediately built something I absolutely hated. So, that bridge back there, I didn't show any sort of how I built it. Because I absolutely hated it. So, ignore that. That gets destroyed later. And so I quickly made a quick block palette. Which I'm recognizing didn't really show on screen very much. Sorry. But, yeah. And then now I'm going to start off by trying to renovate this little structure here, which I turned into like a oh god, what is it called? Like a butcher shop sort of idea. That's kind of what I turned into, and I think now this is built. This one is like the first one I did. It's not the best. It gets a little better later on. Let me tell you, I added more details and crud later. It gets better, so it's not the best, but I think it turned out pretty good. And my goal for this is to like make it look like. Now I don't want to look like I kind of want to still have the vibe of a Minecraft village, but while still just being like more. So that's what I'm going for. So I added in some pillars on the side and like a stripe on the bottom. I don't know what you call that, like a trim on the bottom. And since it's a butcher shop, a lot of them I saw had like a back or something, like a wall made of bricks or a lot, something like that. So I added one contrasting brick wall to it, and I kept the same sort of basic roof shape as the original house did. I added in some windows. Now we're adding some couple countertops on the inside. You got a floor. It's got all things. We're gonna add in some some chains. I feel like in a lot of butcher shops I saw had like chains holding like meat and stuff off the ceiling and whatnot. So I have that. I added in a, what's that called? The pillar that goes across the ceiling? I don't know what that's called, but I added in one of those. I think that actually looked really cute. I like adding in those. Those are they're very cute. I like them a lot. And of course I added in a blast furnace. And some barrels for storage. And can I just point out that's ridiculous? How hard it is to place barrels facing upwards. It's quite ridiculous, let me tell y'all. I added in a couple shelving on the top. I'd add in like some little platters, I guess, of meat that they're selling. So I added in the little platters. I used pressure plates like on top of them for like a plate look. I don't know. I was trying something here. And of course, we can't forget the chimney. And then I decided that shelf looked stupid, so then I made like a half shelf. So we had a nice little chimney. And now we're moving on to another little shop idea. I decided I wanted to extend it a little bit and maybe not have it be like hanging off half the build. So we sacrificed an igloo for that. Now I'm going to gut this building and I'm going to try to decide what I'm doing with it. I quickly try like build out a basic shape. Maybe I expand the roof backwards, trying to give it a little more room. And I decided that this was going to be a bakery. So I'm trying to add like a big brick oven deal, which I immediately decided that I didn't like the way I was going with it, so I made it a giant big oven rather than like two little ones. So that's what I did. And honestly, okay, so this building, it looks like trash initially, okay? But I come back later and do touch-ups on it, so like just hang in there for a little bit. So initially when I finish it off, quote unquote, it's not the greatest. But I did like how he did this, where there's like a stripe of the dark oak in the building with the spruce. I like the way that looks. I think that's cool. I quite like that, if I do say so myself. And then I decided that there needed to be a little bit more room inside of this, so then I added in like another little area, I guess. Like I just extended it a little bit the one direction, so that way you have more room in the building itself. So that's exactly what I did. I put that there. I don't know why that top bit's dark oak. Yeah, let's just change that, please. Keep it in theme with everything else. Come on, what's wrong with me here? Yeah, so yeah, I think I added in a little counter. Boop. Adorable. I added in like a little shopping table thing, I guess. And of course some smoke coming out from the big oven piece. I probably should put something actually on fire in there, but that's fine. Let's take work onto this building, which I decide I can change where the door is located at and make it into like a mayor's office. So, that's exactly what I did. I started off by once again destroying parts of the building that I thought I wouldn't need anymore or I could extend. I added in pillars, of course, and I added in a, again, another trim. I don't like this trim. I changed this later. Ignore the fact that it's deep slate for the moment. I decided this half of the village is not a deep slate half. So I built up a brand new shape for this place, and then I immediately start to struggle with the roof. The roof on this building. Now, like, I'm not good with roofs on a normal basis. Nevertheless, of a weird shaped building. But somehow, I feel like I actually did okay with this one. Alright, I mean, y'all to be judged that, but I feel like I did okay with this roof. Is it the greatest? Oh my god, no. Does it look okay-ish without looking like complete trash? Yes. Yes, it does. And I immediately changed the shape, so I decided I'm not going to be able to build a roof properly with this shape. So, we just don't change that up. Boop. Add in the pillars, fill in the walls, and there we go. We got our new shape, and I'm also saying that this looks horrible because it's off-centered like that. And it's not nice looking, so then I just evened it out on either side. And I decided that looked better, so here we are. I also quickly gutted the inside as well. And I also abused the villager. Whoops. There we go. Inside's been gutted, and there's that. And this is also probably one of the only roofs I will show y'all. Very much, this is like, I think this is one of the roofs that came out the best. I'll say, like, it's not like just like using stairs. And it's one of the ones that came out the best. So. But this is probably the only roof y'all are really gonna see so much of, because I hate building roofs. I hate it so much. It's such an essential thing you need to build, but yet I hate it to absolute death. So, for that reason, this is like the only roof you're gonna be able to see. And y'all can also see just how indecisive I am and while I build. I feel like this video really shows how ADD I am, incisive for entire time building. So then I immediately built like this little chicken counter area for the mayor's office. So I struggled with my minecarts. I make a little chair thing. I had carpet. I had a painting, some candles, lanterns, normal stuff. And then I also had like a little sofa. Boop! With some little pillows. That's what they're called. Now we're actually into like the spot where the mayor will be. So then I make a little desk. Boop! I add like a little drawer, I think. I'm adding in some bookshelves, I don't know, a lectern, is that what that's called? Rug, and we call that done. I added in bookshelves, and I added in a loom. Just to one side of the loom kind of looks like an empty bookshelf. And at this current point in time, there is no chiseled bookshelf. So, then I just added in a loom to kind of be the empty bookshelf, I guess. Alright, and now we're moving on to this other really interestingly shaped building. Where the crud am I going? Go back. So I decided I was going to turn this building into a library, which I really liked. I want to get the little logs across the top of the building. Rafters! I did the rafters. That's what they're called. Yeah. Then I also went ahead and I kept the little checkered board pattern. So I thought that was cool. So I kept that. Again, I said I wanted to still look like a village, just something more. So I went ahead and kept that, added my normal pillars that I like to do. Well, I also made checkerboard pattern look, in my opinion, better. And then I went ahead, again, more pillars, because I like pillars. I feel like that's obvious, but I like them a lot. I also extended the windows up by 1 block. I can once again just pattern the woods look nice. I had some shutters. Bam. Adding some quick little like seats in front of the windows, lots of bookshelves, definitely 100%. And then I also add in a little tiny. I struggled to figure out where, but I added in a little tiny counter. Add in some little lanterns, a little tiny counter. There we are. Some candles. Definitely not a fire hazard. A little bit more, and then I decided to go back over to the mayor's office and add some more shape to the roof with stairs. So I decided that was a little too. It wasn't there yet. I decided something was missing. I decided the thing that was missing was like the roof was looking weird. So I went ahead, adjusted that, added lots of stairs, lots and lots of stairs. I like stairs on roofs. I think it looks quite nice. I also did this fun thing where like I extended the one side essentially over, so like the roofs are like the same-ish shape from the other side. Sort of. Ish. And then I really struggled hard with this window. Because like, it looked weird if I didn't line it up, but then it looked weird if I did line it up with everything else. So then like I was at like a, like I couldn't win in this situation essentially. So what I decided to do was I just decided to make the window like go up more into one spot and try to balance that out. I came back here to remove those lanterns that I thought they looked stupid. And so now we're here. Also, once again, adding in more stairs. And whatnot, giving it a touch more shape than what I normally had. And I also had some like stairs facing down like that, which I really like these stairs like this. I think that looks great. I also, of course, made a match with the other side of the stairs. And it looks fabulous. Absolutely beautiful. And also, I added in some fence posts. Honestly, I think these fence posts, I feel like this adds so much to this building. I feel like adding in these fence posts and whatnot, I feel like that just added a beautiful amount to this building. I struggled a little bit to where to place the lanterns until I decided I was going to put like one little fence with lanterns. I also came here, added some fence posts. Decided that I only wanted them to be on the front. Destroyed all those. Yep, and then I decided I only wanted to be the two full ones by the door. Then I decided to make that one there just hold a lantern. And we're back at the butcher shop once again. And I'm also, again, fiddling with the roof. Adding stairs, try to give it a little more rounded sort of shape is kind of what I was going for. So I did that. I also decided to move the lanterns down onto like the little fence post deals. So that's what I did. And then I changed this igloo, which I had already played around with once by that point, but I hated it, so I got rid of that footage because there's no point in y'all seeing me do it 5 different times. So we're going back over here, and we're making a little pig farm area deal, like a little pig ranchy sort of area where you take care of pigs. So that's what I did. I quickly made up the outside. It was going to be very small because the tiny defense spot the igloo was in. So, of course, it had to be very, very small then. We're going to add in some roofy bits, which this is also. This roof I actually really quite like the way this turned out. I love the way this building turned out. Once again, it takes a little bit to get there in the end because I come back and mess with it again. Because, I can't decide on things. I'm so easy. So then, I come back and I mess with it again later on. And I fix it up, and it looks great when it's all done. Alright. There's something about this roof that I like a lot. And there's something about the hole. See, I adjust this a little bit. And right now, and then I make it sort of have the same. And then I believe what I do is I kind of. No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not great. That's not look good. Finish up the roof. I apparently lied. Got a lot of this roof too. Because I maybe didn't struggle with this much. I just actually like this roof a lot. So then. That's probably why there's a lot more footage in here. There we go. I push it back. I add that little same sort of little gap thing on the other side. And there we go. I like the way this turned out. Add some lights. And there we are. We have almost a finished little piggy area. And some more barrels, doors, fence gates. There we go. Change the positioning of the lantern so it didn't look good before. And I finally come back to just the bakery. Here we are. Thank God. Okay, so we're just going to quickly just make it sort of like jet out so it's not so flat. Before, the bakery was really flat. And I kept thinking about this the entire time I built every other building. It's just the bakery looked very flat. It didn't look very good to say how like everything was sunk in almost, and that was not a good look. Not a good look, let me tell y'all. So I essentially just extended out the roof by one, so that way it would be like on a different layer as the rest of the building, and I think that's a lot more aesthetically pleasing. So I did that, and I think it already looks a lot better. I quickly put that little roof bit out. Now there's like a little like area that has like a cover out there. I don't know, can't remember what it's called. And I also fixed the fact that it's really uneven. I made it symmetrical now for where the entrance is, and I think that looks a lot better. I know there's a reason it was asymmetrical before, but you know, if it's that. I made a little outdoor seating area. I lowered it by one and put a little chair and table there. I think it looks great. 10 out of 10. I also had a big spruce tree like around on the, I don't know if you call it, maybe like the middle-ish. It's sort of the middle, but not really. I had one big spruce tree. Then I decided to get to work on this little house right next to it. Now this one is just going to be a house. This is just flat out a house. And I like the way this house looks from the outside. Now interior decorating is not exactly my it's not my forte. That might be apparent, but interior decorating is not exactly the thing that I am great at. So, I really like the way the outside of this one looks. I think it turned out great. Alright, and of course I'm adding in pillars, and I also decided I'm going to give this house like a initially I was going to give it like a gradient outside from the stripped dark oak into the spruce. Yeah, I give it like a little gradient on the outside. Love it. And then I also add in slabs and stairs to give the roof a very rounded sort of feel. And oh my god, I love the rounded roof on this one. I don't know how I did this. I don't know what the crud. I was like, something about it is just, I love it. Like it's I love this roof. I love the way this looks. I love how rounded it is. It's like I feel like this just has to do with the fact that the villager roof, like I feel like I did pretty good with my roof building here. I think that's because I had a base to work from. And so, since I had that base, now I was able just to sort of shape it and do what I would normally do. And here's me struggling with the interior design of this place. I had a bed with chest at the end, a couple bookcases, a nice little candle, and I, of course, fill in that little hole. I had a nice little lantern and a furnace, so that way there could be like you know, a little chimney once again. So I like the chimneys. I think those were cute. I think that was always one of my favorite parts about the snowy villages, that they had a chimney. So I made sure to include quite a few of those. I also had some flowers outside of the house there. I don't know if y'all were able to see that or not, but there were some flowers. Now I come down here and I am destroying this house and another igloo. Because I decided that down here would be a nice little spot for like some little what are these called? Little stalls, like little stalls that sell things. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that'd be great and it'd be adorable. So that's what I'm doing. I'm quickly making up some little stalls, which these are not my design. I think I saw this picture on Pinterest at some point in time. Because I know like the entire time, like I have built it from using that as a reference, because I don't build stalls very nicely. I always struggle with them. I always they don't turn out very well. It's something I have to work on. So these stalls are not my design. I don't actually know if I have that saved. If I have the Pinterest reference that I use saved, it'll be down. I'll link it in the description if I remember. So, but I built up these little stalls, and I did add my own little touches to them. Like, now the banners were always there here in design, but I did make them wrap around the front and the back a little bit, which I don't believe that was in the picture. I believe there were buttons there initially. So, I also decided to make my own little merchandise out on the front. Those were all made on my own cord. So I had some candles, a potion brewing stand, some books. I had a lantern. And so I had more books right in that one little what's that called? An item frame? Yeah, that thing. More books, more candles. And then I thought that was looking pretty good, so I moved on to the other one. I had some flower pots, some little hives. I had one of the big flowers on the ceiling, some turtle eggs, glowberries, of course, a nice honey jar, some bamboo, which I built up to freeze, so I had hay, I had string on top so it won't grow. Oh, a little purple flower, or crystal, a little tiny cactus. And then, yep, there we are. So, well, apparently I'm being very incisive about how I'm placing things. There we go, that looks cute. I had a magnifying glass, nope, a telescope, was that spyglass? It's called spyglass here. I had one of those there, and called it pretty good, and like book quill and stuff. Now I'm working on this other building that's up like near the top of the mountain. I decided this would be the perfect spot for a little barn. So far, I was kind of thinking about this side of the village being like a very farm-based village. So that's why it has a little market. So it has all the fresh stuff and it has all that. So then I decided this was going to be a very farm-based village. Well, the other half of the village would be based around something else. So I decided this one's going to be barn. Right? I made the roof of it to be cobblestone. I added a nice little fence for some animals, which I don't know which they can escape from, but we don't talk about that. I escape-proof it a little bit, and then it happens again, so we're not talking about this, alright? I had some little water for the animals. Well, there we go. I had a big pile of hay in the middle for them. Because, well, so I had sheep and cow into this pen, and I decided I was going to make a little tiny pen on this other side for little chickens. I struggled to shape this for a minute, and then this finally decided. Then I tried to figure out, yeah, see, that one has a little entrance, so I make a little chicken entrance right there. Added some chickens, some water, of course, for them, and a little bit of hay. And with that, we have our little barn almost done. And of course, I go through, and then I make up, I adjust the way the farms are laid out. I make them lined with wood rather than snow. Oh, and then I do go through with that. Struggle a little bit. Have some issues. And there we go. So I make them lined with wood. I had a fence post for the lantern to stand on. And I make that one be potatoes. I'm building another one lower to it. This one, so I'm building, same way. Outlining with wood, struggling highly. And then I'm going to, again, struggle. Yep, there we go. Good enough. Nope, apparently not. Never mind. There we go. I build that one. And then I, of course, come over here and I build up another little farm. I build up a lot of these, so I'm not showing all of them. I'm just showing a little bit of the process of building them. Here's this one. Boop. Built up. And I don't know how many of these. Yeah, see, look, I show how I do this. I'm going to quickly put in some water with little things around it. I put a lantern next to it so that way it doesn't ice over. And I plant some beetroots here. The other one had carrots in it, I believe. I have carrots, potatoes, and beetroots so far. I built one more. Now this one's a big one right here. And this one holds all the wheat. It has like a little waterfall on it. It has two different water sources. I love this one. This one looks great. 10 out of 10. And then I built one final little farm, and this one is for melons and pumpkins. So I said I wanted it to be very farming based village, so I thought they need just about almost all of the things. They need almost all of the plants they grow. And now we're finally changing out the deep slate for cobblestone. Thank God. I do not like that deep slate. At least not here. Not here. Alright. I'm also adding some buttons for some added texture. Stone on the stone, and of course wood on the wood. That sort of idea. Adding lots of buttons. And I do this to all of the houses. I add buttons for all the added texture, so I like the way that looks. More buttons onto the library, of course. And farm. Can't forget about the farm. Add buttons everywhere. And I also decided to add in we're back at the bakery adjusting. I'm adding the trim of cobblestone now. Because I, for some reason, can't leave this building alone. And I also decided to get rid of that little back trim of brick and put in cobblestone. And I'm adding more buttons. For texture, I decided to give the butcher shop a, gradient with the dark or goat stripped. I also decided to change the pig farm roof to cobblestone to match with the other farm. So you'd be, matchy. And I also added in different types of stone into the roof to give it more texture. So I use smooth stone and, I don't know what the other one's called. Andesite. I use smooth andesite and just regular andesite and smooth stone. To add more texture in with all the cobblestone and make it look more interesting. Of course. And now I'm taking one look at it, and I'm going to quickly do pathways. We're in the home stretch now, people. Pathways, I did this for a long time. I think I spent like 2 hours doing the pathways alone. Oh my god. But this is finally the home stretch. I'm almost done. I have one more building and all these pathways, which of course is being shown now. And I'm also going to quickly make, and I'm also going to use stone stairs to make it so it's easy access around everywhere. There we go. I also make this cute like little circle thing in the middle of the, in front of the mayor's office to have like a nice little tree inside of there. Yeah, I do that. I also shape up the path a little bit more to my own stint. Add in some more smoke coming from chimneys. I also decided to add in cobblestone and I don't know what that's called. The brown dirt thing that's not pathways. To add in texture. I decided to add in mossy carpets and lanterns everywhere and some azaleas bushes things. I add all those everywhere. I also decided to add in some spruce bushes because that's exactly what's needed. It's bushes. And now we're finally off onto the last little building I do, and that is this igloo. I decided I wasn't going to change very much. I added windows. I added a slight gradient to it with blue ice. Boom. Beautiful. Love it. I also decided to come quickly put a bed, a nice little furnace for heat, and some candles, and put a little chair in there. Call it good enough. I also add in some snow golems. I always thought it makes sense if this snowy village had snow golems. And that's the final thing. This village has been transformed. Now, as we walk through, you see all the little... I also added buttons for little stones into the ground. And this is the final outcome of the entire village. Now, this took a very long time for me to complete, but I am very happy with how it looks. It has the exact vibe I want. It looks like a Minecraft village, but something more. It has more detail, more texture. The pathways look really great. It has the sweet berries. It has all the farms. It has the stone buttons. And it's for little tiny stones. It has all the texture. It has all the stuff I wanted it to have. And I think it turned out really quite well. I'm very proud of this build. I think it actually looks better than a regular Minecraft village, if I do say so myself. Have all the different farms for everything grown in, since it took me so long to do the pathways. You see all the bushes, the mossy carpets, you can see all of that. And as we walk around through here, it just looks great, and I love the way it turned out. And now, I'm sure I know what y'all are thinking, but Jackie, you're an idiot. There's another village. This video's almost over. Yes, there is another side to this village. And yes, I do plan to transform that side too. It's a two-part video is what's happening here. It took me so long to do this one. It's going to be a two-part video. So, now, I think somewhere in January is when the second half of this video should come out. I'm not making any promises about if that's exactly right, but that's what I'm hoping for. But until then, this is the complete thing because, you know, this is what I had time for. So, in January, there will hopefully be another part to this, doing the other side of the village and making a better bridge. But until then, this is all the time I had for today. I hope you all having a happy holidays. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!